Welcome to Burn On, Not Out, the podcast for high achievers who check the boxes, hit the goals, built the life, but know there has to be another way. I'm Brooke Dukes, your no BS business bestie, and I'm here to cut through the fluff with real stories, sharp insights, and the kind of truth that opens your eyes to a new way of creating success with ease and flow. No hacks, no hustle worship, no pretending constant activity is momentum. Just the raw, practical, and powerful shifts that happen when you stop leading from fear and start leading without the armor with clarity and authenticity. Let's get into it. I want to start this episode a little differently because something is shifting. Not in my business necessarily, but in my life and in how I'm choosing to show up. For most of my life, I've built from an insatiable drive to succeed. Goal, strategy, massive action. I built 4 companies, scaled teams, coached leaders, and I'm proud of that. But the way I did it isn't aligned with how I want to live now. I've reached a point where I'm ready for more. Not more work, not more pressure, but more peace, more presence, more satisfaction and joy. I want to step fully into my power, lead from intuition, and enjoy every part of the journey, not just the outcome. I believe it's possible to do less and receive more, to build a life that holds both success and fulfillment. That's why, starting with this episode, you'll hear something new. I'll be reading pieces directly from my journal, raw and unedited. These moments won't always be polished or complete. They won't have the perfect lighting or clear point wrapped in a bow, but they will be real. Because I don't want to just teach what I've already figured out. I want to take you inside the process, the shift from masculine chasing to feminine magnetism, from overdoing to easeful being. You'll still get insight, strategy, and support, but this isn't polished training after the fact. This is lived in real time. Not here's what I figured out, but here's what I'm figuring out. The emotions, the missteps, the pivots, shared as they happen. Because this isn't about being the expert on the mountaintop. It's about walking the path with you, raw, unfiltered, and messy. So if you're in the middle of your own shift, raw, messy, and craving more, if the life you've built looks great on the outside, but still doesn't feel right on the inside, if you know there's more to you, more truth, more meaning, more fulfillment, and you're ready to finally live from that place, this is for you. Welcome to my journey. Okay, so now I'm going to read you my journal. Bear with me. I'm a little afraid. I had an intuitive reading yesterday. I went into it pretty skeptical, and I usually do with these types of things. I'm more of a practical solutions type of woman, but this hit home. She said that my constant need for success was holding me back in every area of my life. What the fuck? I'd worked years to heal from my childhood. I thought I'd gotten past this. How did I get back here? She said it's all about moving into feminine trust, intuition, and flow to connect to the passion of life. This will be the key to me. I need to close something out to let something in. I need to stop with the plans and the rules and the systems and the living in my head. I have a conflict between inner wisdom and the certainty of the way things have always been done. I have a resistance to let go and do something new. I'm holding myself back. I need to stop the way that I've been living by prescription and someone else's rules. I need to reframe my business by coming to new relationships with myself, a new acceptance of self. I'm not where I could be because I'm not at my soul's fullest expression. When I'm in my full authenticity, I will meet my calling. The clarity and release I'm looking for comes from knowing and understanding me. And this has nothing to do with my business. The blockage and self-doubt is coming from a disconnected relationship to self. I still don't trust myself. I'm playing it out in my business as well. She said I've struggled to fully commit to Ryan because I don't want anyone to see my fragility and the part of me that I think is unlovable. I don't commit to me because I don't want to sit in that energy. I don't want to hold her and learn to love her. I don't know if I'm vulnerable without the things attached to me like success, titles, etc. I need to learn to like and love myself without the accomplishments, without the icing. As a child, I felt I needed the icing to get attention and praise. My biological father wanted a boy, and I had to show him I was just as good, if not better, than any boy, by performing and being something and someone I wasn't. Fuck, I guess that's still happening. Can I allow this man to love me fully without the icing? Can I allow him to know me fully and be in my life? Guess that means I had to figure out who I really am. If I can't love all of her, of course I'm going to wonder if anyone else can. If I don't choose her, why would anyone else? If I don't back her, why would anyone else? The reason I love getting up in the morning and jumping into work is because I'm working on creating more icing. I need to stop. The business is already perfect. I've got years of experience and knowledge. She told me I need to take a month off. The real accomplishments and abundance comes from letting go and loving that inner child and not pushing. It comes in the surrender. For me to find exactly what I'm seeking, harmony and joy, it's in the surrender. Stop doing and start being. What the fuck does that mean? I don't even know where to begin. My mind immediately went to strategy. I had to internally shake myself back into the conversation so I could listen to the rest of the session. She said my happiness right now is connected to the ego. When I'm in a constant state of action, it's keeping me separate from my soul. My success is determined by how comfortable I am having a relationship with me. It's time to move into the divine feminine of trust, intuition, and flow, and move away from the masculine energy of list, push, and accomplishments. Happiness comes from within. Build it from the inside out. I'm going to commit to myself for a month so that I'm not afraid of someone actually participating in my life and loving all of me. The parts of me that I find most uncomfortable, I'm going to be afraid to reveal that. I'm going to feel deeply connected to me. I'm going to trust myself. I asked her how. She said, don't meditate. The way that most people meditate is by prescription from the head, from the masculine. I'm trying to get out of my head and back into my body. She suggested walking in nature and journaling. Sit in nature for 10 minutes with no rules, no expectations. Walking, get up at sunrise, walk, quiet, no earbuds. If I don't break through this, I'm going to continue to butt up against a frequency that's holding me back. She said, this is only 15% of my life, but it's like an apple core. If the core is rotten, the rest of the apple will decompose. I need to heal this core, and I'll have connection and sustenance. The energy will soften around business, and I will attract the right people rather than chase. I have structurally and physically everything I need in regards to the business, and it's all correct and supportive. Don't doubt that. Now is the time to connect to your heart, to those aspects, so that you can meet the abundance and success that is destined to meet. I don't need to second guess what I've done. The fact that the thought of just being and not doing is terrifying shows me that's where freedom lies. I need to sit in loving me. This session really rocked me. I realized how much of my identity was still tied up in what I do. How much I was still chasing the icing, the proof, the praise, the external gold stars, instead of trusting the worth that was always mine. I wasn't burned out. I was burned through the stories, through the roles, through the illusion that if I just did enough, I'd finally feel like enough. That's when I knew I don't want to lead from performance anymore. I want to lead from presence, from softness, from surrender. I've used human design for years, both in our business and for my own growth. But after that session, it hit me on a whole new level. It became more than just a tool. It became a mirror, showing me the patterns that are still running beneath the surface, the parts of me I couldn't see until I slowed down. Gate 21 sits in my personality sun, one of the most influential placements in the chart. Its shadow is control. Its gift is authority. And wow, I've spent most of my life mastering control of outcomes, of teams, of launches, of life. Even in that journal entry, you can hear it, how quickly I reach for strategy, for fixing. But I'm learning I can't think my way into trust. I have to feel my way there. I have to sit in my emotions to meet the version of me that exists without the icing. That's how I learn to trust myself. Right now, that looks simple. It looks like sitting in a garden, watching the trees move, doing nothing and letting that be enough. I'm not chasing peace anymore. I'm becoming it. So let me ask you, where in your life or business are you still adding the icing? What would happen if you just let go? That question changed everything for me. And it's exactly what we explore inside Success by Design. Because we're not just burning out systems here. We're burning off the stories that say we have to earn our worth. Leaders, if you've checked all the boxes but still feel like you're carrying the weight of every decision, it's time for a reset. That's why I created Success by Design, my monthly leadership reset for CEOs, founders, and executives who are ready to trade proving and constant reactivity for calm, confident decisions. And right now, when you join, you'll also get a free Human Design Leadership Unpack, a practical, personalized breakdown of how you're wired to lead. This isn't another personality test. It's real insight you can use right away to step off the hamster wheel of doing and discover how slowing down becomes your greatest leverage. Check the show notes, join Success by Design, and claim your Leadership Unpack today. This next chapter is about reclaiming our power, not by doing more, but by finally being all of who we are. Welcome to my journey. Thanks for tuning in to Burn On Not Out. If this resonated, check the show notes for tools and resources to help you slow down, trust yourself, and keep leading without the constant pressure and stress that wears you down. Remember, real success doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from slowing down long enough to see clearly and leading from clarity and peace instead of control and fear. I'll see you next week.